So at first, I wasn't gonna speak on this because I usually don't. But there are certain themes that are inside this discussion that's being had between Candace Owens and Cardi B, which is very interesting. Um, so Candace Owens, she's Condoleezza Rice, not Thurgood Marshall, but Thurgood Marshall was dope. Um, I'm thinking of the military guy. I can't slip in my mind at the moment. However, people that um, give their talents to the development and to the sustaining of the current social political system. That's who Candace Owens is, and for whatever reason she's made her choice, primarily for cash, not necessarily beliefs, but cash. Because if you check her net worth, she's made over $1 million in the course of a few years, and so she's clearly aligned herself for personal gain with the system. And there's no, and the issue with that is she's aligned herself and her talent. She's given her talents to the promotion of a system of Western hegemony across the world, and even across, our own selves in America here. And nothing is more evident. And see, I wasn't paying attention to this until Candace Owens herself said it. I guess Cardi B must have said something about her husband's father being the European equivalent of the KKK, and I wasn't paying attention to that again until Candace Owens said he works in the House of Lords in Britain. That's quite a title, the House of Lords. That's definitely quite the title. So I looked up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I looked up the House of the Lords. It's not like our Congress where they're voted in. Once a person becomes a member of the House of the Lords, they're there for life. And so what they are engaged in is setting policy and determining the actions that the British government will take as far as trying to maintain their hegemony across the world. And so in some shape, form, or fashion, Candace's family now, and Candace Owens' father-in-law, has been engaged in destabilizing countries around the world. That's how Britain maintains its power, by destabilizing countries and countries' ability to come up. And so Candace Owens is directly affiliated with the oppression of people of color through her family ties. So she has clearly said to herself and to others that I am for the dominance of the European over indigenous peoples across the world. That's her stake. That's her stance. And she and all of the moves that she makes is clearly geared in that fashion. So that's who Candace Owens is, a highly dangerous person for the black community in reference to that. And we have to understand that her moves are calculated. This is super chess, not checkers with her. And so that's why her attack on Cardi B is so interesting, right? Now, Cardi B, I don't pay attention to Cardi B usually, simply because she is just another Jezebel in the hip-hop community. Sorry if you don't like that, but that's what it is. It is the trap that the music industry has set for the woman of color. It is far easier to achieve hyper success if you agree to sexualize your body, which is what white supremacy racism has done to the black body, objectify the black body for hundreds of years. So the Jezebel stereotype has been in the hip-hop community, or has been around, since the music industry began, essentially. And as long as the black woman can show how she is a sexual object, and she can promote that sexuality to the world, then she will be successful. And this is a strategic device used in our community to perpetuate instability, right? That's Cardi B. That's what she does. I mean, she's using it. She feels empowered by it. Her own personal thing is her personal thing. But all you sisters know what I'm talking about. You know that she is being used to perpetuate an image that the black woman is the best way a black woman can gain respect and power is through the use of her sexual powers. You know, not necessarily her mind. I don't know if WAP is about the mind. I'm totally confused on that part. But I don't think so. I don't even know what WAP stands for. But anyway, let's look at Meg Thee Stallion. Came up the same way. Look at Nicki Minaj. Came up the same way. Name a few people. You can name outliers. You know, Salt and Pepper. You're going to be able to name outliers. But the dominant theme for the black woman in the music industry is show us your ass and we'll show you some cash. That's how it goes. And it's easy to fall for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's hella appealing to say, oh, all I got to get up here and do is shake a little bit and I can get, you know, cash for it. How many sisters we know out there shaking it and getting cash for it already? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But the interesting thing about this conflict is that these are two women who are already being used against the interest of the development of the black community, fighting each other. Really interesting. But now Candace is coming after Cardi simply because of her power and influence. Now on this side, I am for and I respect Cardi for moving people in a direction of conscientiousness, even if it's not really the best. Like I said to another person, I don't agree with everything, but I do agree with the growth in consciousness. And so she is representing that in her own way. Candace is really representing the devil's tail, the snake's head. Not I can't really get with that. So that's very interesting. I was gonna do this whole layout of the Jezebel and the Aunt Thelma, because Candace, there's no real name for the black woman that does the bidding of the oppressor. So I'm gonna call her Aunt Thelma. So really sad, but that's what it is. But Cardi B, keep doing what you do. You do what you do. You do what you do. You get what you get. Enjoy. Peace.